You are a big baby. Sunday live haul.
It's kind of like the same ring as the No Pants Friday.
Whatever. Sunday live haul.
Not quite working for you.
How could I do it differently?
I don't know.
I'm just never good enough for you. That's what it is.
That's clearly what it is.
Whatever.
I have my boss glasses on.
Yeah. You think that makes you the boss?
I am the boss. I can't see a damn thing, but
there you go.
They look cool.
There you go. What is happening, guys? As I was singing, much to this one's disappointment, it is Sunday Live Haul. It's Sunday, so this is our regular Sunday afternoon show that we do live, where we go over the sold highlights of the week, as well as things that we've scored when we went out sourcing, highlights of those as well. We've got a lot of really good stuff this time around. So
we did get some good stuff.
Dana says, "Are you red, Vicky?" No, it's like super hot pink, but it shows up as red on the camera.
You've seen this color before, Dana. I've done it. Just I haven't done it in over a year, so
it's a very vibrant, very vibrant.
And it'll be very pale in another week, and then I'll go back.
Yep. But welcome to the show, guys. We're pretty excited. We are leaving. Let's see. Derek's going to come pick us up at 5:15 in the a.m.
Our flight's at 7.
And we're heading on up to Grand Rapids, Michigan. We were just looking at the weather, and it's like, I think today and tomorrow there's some rain, but then Tuesday it's going to heat right up, and I think the humidity is what?
70 or 80%. It's going to be sticky.
Tuesday it's going to be like 76, and then a couple days after that's like 80, which, here it's over 100 degrees outside right now, but it's dry, so it's not. It just isn't the same.
I'm telling you, the whole dry heat thing is really true. I swear it is. People say it all the time, and they joke, yeah, your oven's a dry heat too. Yeah, it is. 115 and above is hot. I don't care dry or not, but
yeah. But a little
when
over
you go somewhere else,
not bad.
When you go somewhere else and it's 80 degrees plus all the high humidity, yeah, it's going to be swamp.
80 degrees, 80% humidity. We're going to be dying. I'm going to be pitting out left and right.
Well, thankfully, we're in a convention center with a lot of people that can't regulate their body heat, so the air conditioning is going to be super cranking.
Yeah.
So we'll be nice and cool.
That'll be all right.
And at night, it cools down to 50 or 60, so I'm okay with that.
And Tuesday, we get to meet up with Laura from Zika. She's going to take us to the lake, which is so ginormous. It's pretty much like going to the beach, only
I'm excited.
With fresh water. And so that's going to be really super fun. So we're going to hang out at the beach, or I don't know if we're going to go on a boat. I don't really know exactly.
I have no idea what we're doing. It's all on you.
We're just hanging out. And then that night, we're going to also see Hip Hop Mama, Kelly. So that should be really fun. But anyway, so we're getting this last show in. And then Wednesday, we will not have our live show, but we are, and I need to talk to you, so let's just do it on the air. After the show, we're going to do a quick little video, which will not air until Wednesday. It'll come up on Wednesday instead of our live show, but it's going to be really, really good because we are going to be sharing a probably new to many of you, if not all of you, way to save a ridiculous amount of money on shipping. I'm telling you, it's right up there with cubic priority, but we're talking international. I'm telling you guys, you're going to want to watch the show. It'll just be like, if I can keep from rambling through the whole thing, it'll hopefully only be like a 10-15 minute video. But it's seriously, it's going to be a huge deal. So you guys can check that out on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
And then Friday, hopefully we're still going to do a live show. It won't be like your normal No Pants Friday, but because we'll still be in Michigan, but we're hopefully going to have a special guest for that live show, and it should be really fun. It's going to be earlier in the day than normal, but we will let you guys know.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Hey everybody's popping in and saying hello. And then next Sunday for our solds and haul video, we're going to be playing it by ear. We'll let you know. We actually don't get in until Sunday early evening. We might be able to do a late night one.
I would like to do a late night. I mean, it'll probably be, if we do it, it'll be like maybe 7 o'clock our time or something like that, 7, 8 o'clock. Whatever. I like to have content coming out, even if it's not going to be at the same time, and whatever we can do, because we like you guys and we're going to be missing you. Okay, we're going to be missing you.
And we'll probably do some filming while we're there, and like a little bit here and there, so we can pop together with a little video, because it'll be fun.
Yeah, We're gonna have lots of fun. And
Katie,
I'm sure
Katie will bring her camera.
Oh, and if you guys aren't following us on Instagram, you totally should, because that's probably where we'll be putting the most stuff up, because it's just easy throughout the week while stuff is happening. You'll be able to see pictures. So if you're not following Vicky LV Pink Panther on Instagram, you totally should. The link is down below, and you should be following me as well. Just my name, Katie Zilberberg, because we will be posting, I'm sure, lots of pictures and little live videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun conference. I'm excited. Can't wait to see all my peeps.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, how were your solds today or this week?
This week I had a really good week again. Yeah, I've had 2 or 3 good weeks in a row, and I'm not complaining.
I feel like, I don't remember who it was that said it, but they compared sales to an EKG like graph.
That is so accurate.
And it's totally true. And so, but
you're like, oh my God, I'm not selling anything. I'm going bankrupt. I need to close my store.
And that's definitely true.
And then the next day you're like, woohoo!
But I do think when you step back, because that's when you're like focusing, you know, you'll panic when you focus on like 1 or 2 days. But when you step back and look at that EKG, it does seem like it's going in the upward trend. We're moving towards fourth quarter and starting to see like, yeah, you'll dip down and you'll have like a slower day. Like yesterday, my sales weren't great, but today they're already better. And so, I don't know. It seems like it's going pretty well.
I've already changed my handling time to 5 days because I'm going to ship everything that comes in and gets paid for by midnight tonight. So
yeah. Yep. Oh, Christy Ann says, got my Bossum shirt and Pink Panther ears. Thank you, Vic. No thanks to you, Katie.
You're welcome.
It's true. It's
There's
true.
Allison with her medical knowledge. Is true. It looks like tachycardia, sinus tachycardia. That means when your heartbeat is erratic and high.
There you go. Smarty pants. Just enjoy my fountain drink.
Oh, I just noticed that you went and got one of those.
I went to get dog treats at Walmart. I'm not a big fan of Walmart, but they do have the specific dog treats that I don't like to give the dogs like treats that are filled with like crap and fillers and stuff. And so we get them like some pretty good like grain-free food, which I order online. But there's these treats. They're just sweet potato wrapped with duck. I think they have chicken and duck. But anyway, that's all it is. There's sweet potato and duck. And at Walmart they're like really it's like really cheap. It's like $13 for like a 2-pound bag, which is a lot. And so
which they'll go through in about 3 days with Auntie Dana, who spoils them.
That's the only problem.
We come home and they are fatter than usual. They are treat whores, and Auntie Dana helps.
Yeah, pretty much.
She is trained very well.
Yeah,
not them. She is trained very well.
But I'm telling you, the nice thing about having little dogs is that you can feed them like the best, like most expensive food, and because they're so tiny, it takes quite a while for them to get through it. I don't know how you would do it if you have like people who have dogs who are over like 100 pounds.
Oh, I don't know. It's expensive.
It's like it would be so.
It's like feeding more than a kid.
Fisher Designs wants to know what t-shirt I have on. It's a Friday the 13th t-shirt. It's really cool. I love it. I just thrifted it this last week, and what I love about it is it's not true vintage, which I mean, yeah, it would be great if it was, but it's like a retro kind of like fake true vintage. So it's like I like it, old school.
Oh, and Cheryl said her 20-month-old granddaughter was wearing her Pink Panther ears today. I really would like a picture of that. I like the pictures of the kids in the Pink Panther ears. They're cute.
Yeah, man. Yemen. Anyway, so should we just jump into solds?
Sure.
We got some good stuff. We got some fun stuff to share. Let me move my little. Ooh, I just got an offer.
Ooh.
Hold on a second.
She's actually gonna look at the offer.
Well, I'm gonna look at it real quick because I can't. Well, let me see. No, actually, I won't. I'm gonna skip doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and do my screen share. I can look at the offer on my phone while we're talking. So let's go ahead. I'm actually starting this time. So I have like an extra one that I'm doing this week. Okay, so now, Vicky, you had the same thing happen where you've had like there's like this bag of shoes that you just listed and you sold what, like 4 pairs out of that bag so far?
4 or 5 pairs in the same week, which is, I just listed them and just sold them, which means they were good and I priced them well, but it's odd to me to.
Well, and you don't leave stuff around. So it's like you'll list stuff and then every day, couple of days, you'll go put everything away. It's not like you leave stuff out. And so you've got this bag of shoes that you just listed and you've now sold like 4 or 5 pairs out of the bag.
I don't want to put the bag away.
Right?
Like it's like the magical bag of shoes that just keep selling.
So the reason I bring that up is because I've noticed that the same thing's been happening with me is I've had multiple things sell pretty much right after I list them or soon after I list them. So it's pretty awesome. So this is an MTA like uniform or sweater, zip up sweater. It's from New York City, like a transit sweater. So this is what people, you know,
Mass
people who work on the subway, the buses, or the trains, they wear these. And I listed this at $59.99, and I think I sold it within 24 hours. It was less than 24 hours it sold. And, you know, I saw other comps and stuff like that. So, maybe I would have been able to sell it for a little bit more, but I don't think so. I think I just found the right person at the right time, just happened to see it. But $60.
Yeah, like Susie says, quick sale is very validating. I agree with that. Like, yeah. It's you're like, I'm always encouraged. People are like, oh, I must have listed it for too cheaply. Maybe so, but.
Yeah, and generally, it's like you're going to want to do your research and stuff. And I think I price this pretty fairly. So,
but some people might be looking for stuff or have things on their watch list.
Yeah,
certain keywords on their watch list, or it comes up and they look at like recently listed items first.
You just never know. You never know.
Nope.
All right, next one for you.
Okay, so this is from my Barbie haul from Rhode Island that I shipped home, and I'm working on I have maybe another 5 or 6 items.
They're so cute.
Almost everything. I know, isn't it the cutest little thing? This is, again, and these came from my cousin, and everything was flippin' complete. I don't know how, but it was complete. So I listed this, sold this. It's been here since, I guess, end of May, I think. But it sold for, what was the price?
Let's see.
Yeah, $97. And it shipped to Arizona, which was a pretty inexpensive ship. It was like $12. And yeah, it's pretty excited. It cost me, I think I said it was $250 to ship everything home, and I paid $100 for everything, and I've more than tripled my investment on those items.
That's pretty crazy. Do you have any idea like how much you brought in so far altogether?
I tried to look it up today, and it was a little over like 1,100. Plus, I still have.
That's so crazy. How many things do you have left? Any big things?
Like, yeah, I've got 3 or 4 big things left still.
But you still have the RV?
Yes, I have the RV. That'll sell around Christmas time, I'm sure of it.
Okay.
I have Gem.
Yeah, remember because you bought all this stuff, and then when we were trying to figure out how to like ship it home, there were a couple of times there where we were being challenged, and you were ready to be like, I should never have gotten this.
$260 shipping to get it coast to coast was a little pricey.
Yeah, so
it was worth it.
Totally worth it. All right, so next one. Now, you guys may have seen this in a previous sold highlight, but I thought it would be a good thing to talk about, if you're doing free returns or even paid returns, whatever. So this is a vintage Nike fleece, aqua gear fleece jacket that I sold. I sold it a few weeks ago, or like about a month ago, for $107. I'd taken a best offer. Sent it out. I do free returns on everything. I don't get a lot of returns, mainly because I do sell just men's clothes, and men just don't tend to return things as much. But this did get returned. The guy said it was like too big for him or something like that. So I had to pay for the shipping to have it come back to me, and I relisted it. I think originally when I listed the first time, I may have had it at like $119 or $129.99. I upped the price a little bit. And then I had this guy, so now this is also going to talk about like people lowballing you. This guy offered me $60 for it. I came back with, I think I said like $130. It's kind of like how I signal back like, you're going to have to do better than that. He came back with like 65. I declined. A couple days later, he was like 70. I declined. A couple days later, he's like 75. I declined. And because at that point, I'm like, I'm not going to go back and forth with you
for $5
when you're clearly not going to come close to what I need to get for this. And so a couple more days went by, and he only had one offer left available to him. And he comes back and offers me $117. And I'm like, you know what? I can do that. It's $10 more than I sold it for the last time. So it covers my costs a little bit. And I went ahead and sold it and shipped it out to him. So, I just don't worry about, that's where I say, like, don't worry transactionally, because the big picture is you're going to resell the stuff. Usually you can sell it for more. And it's all going to come out okay in the end. And if he returns it, I'll tell you what, guys, every time I have multiple watches on this immediately, I bet I could sell it for even more during fourth quarter. So I'm not worried about it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right. So
this was the week of selling big crap, apparently. So I sold this. Lorna will recognize this. We picked this up when Lorna was here a couple weeks ago. And I listed it right away. And I did use a stock photo. See, this is where it was much easier to use a stock photo. There's no possible way that I could have taken this thing out, blown it up in front of my house, and tried to take a real photo of this. I do have real photos of the box itself in the listing, but I used a stock photo. This was just last season's Jemmy animated thing. It was opened and the pieces are there. It doesn't look like it was used, but it does look like it had been like inflated. Maybe somebody had it in their house, but not outside. It definitely wasn't outside because it's too clean to have been outside anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So and it fit right back in the box, which is unheard of with these type of things. Anyway, so I sold it for that price that you see right there. It happened to sell. I did have free shipping on it. I paid $8 for this, by the way, $8. And it did have free shipping on it, but it sold in California, which is why I was okay with it going. It was only listed for 2 weeks, and shipping was like $13 to California, even though this weighs like 12 pounds.
I'm so glad we live right next to California because it's such a huge population center. I think it's the most populated state in the U.S. And so we
should probably look that up because we always say I think all the time.
I'm pretty sure. And we get so many orders from California, and it's awesome because a lot of times when it's bigger, heavier stuff, it's much cheaper.
I'll accept a lower offer on something because I do a lot of hard goods. So I will accept a lower offer on something, knowing that I have free shipping built in if it's going to cost me $10 to ship.
Yeah, Susie Beach says, "Yep, Cali is the most populated." Because I was just thinking, like, they have the most, like as far as the electoral college and stuff like that. So whatever. Anyway, all right, next one for me. So you guys might remember when I got, I had found like a couple of these Super Bowl, or maybe I found like one Super Bowl sweater, and then like the next day I found another one, and then I also ordered one on eBay because a lot of times when I see something is priced too low, I'll go ahead and snag it and sell it myself. This one is one that I actually bought. I think I found it at Salvation Army a couple of months ago. And these Cliff Angle sweatshirts or sweaters, especially the ones that are team specific, do really well, in my opinion. I think people tend to price them too low. And so this is where I want to talk a little bit about comps. I actually took an offer for this one for $70, but I paid like maybe $5 for it. And so I was fine with selling it for $70. But I wanted to show you, if you go and look at solds, so I just looked up Super Bowl Cliff Angle sweater. Look at sold. So here's mine. Now, of course, I didn't sell it for that much. Sold for $70. But look at these other ones. $25. This one's close to the same one. They did it as an auction. Only got one bid. $9. This one didn't even sell for $14.95. This one I think sold for. Let's go look at it. It sold for $40. So I got $70 for mine, and I just think sometimes people price stuff too low, and you can't always
three times the price that everybody else got.
You just can't. You don't always have to go with what everybody else is doing. And
know your value. Trust your instincts.
Let's go ahead. So this is Super Bowl 21. Let's go ahead and look at the live listings right now. So here's my other one that I have because I have Super Bowl 22, similar price. So some of these are priced higher.
Where they should be.
But here's the same one. They've got it priced for $30. Exact same sweater. This one, $40. This one, $45. So all these are like way lower than what mine were. And somebody offered me $70 for it. So there's certain times when it's like, trust your instinct, trust your gut. If you think you can get more for something, people aren't always going to buy the cheapest one that's out there. They're going to spend some money.
Exactly.
All right. Next one for you.
So you guys heard me talk about these. Don't ever pass up the aisle or the wall, wherever at your thrift store that has hair products. I sell them all the time, and I've shown you that I've sold them frequently. So this is a super high-end type of straightener. And I paid about $4 for this. I showed it in the haul, and it was listed for 2 weeks because you can see that it had a sale price on it. So my sale price kicked in. Unfortunately, it had a ton of watchers. I think as soon as the sale price kicked in, it sold. I probably should have kept it out of the sale. But in any case, it sold for
let's see,
$76.96, and I paid $3 or $4 for it.
Yeah, Allison says that my sweater listing probably had better photos and measurements. They're telling me I should buy the $30 one and resell it. I might check it out.
Depends on what size
and that's the thing. When part of the reason why I feel like I can ask for higher prices is because I know that I have really good pictures. They're probably gonna be better than most of the other listings. I know that I have all of my policies are wide open. I've got free returns. I've got free shipping. I do direct international shipping to everywhere in the world, no exceptions. So that's where it's like, again, going back to the remove all obstacles, the easier you make it for your for people to buy from you, the more likely people are going to choose to buy from you, and they might be willing to pay you more money. But I also want to say this is like an example of where you're using a stock photo for your first picture, but then still giving actual photographs.
Right. It's just one of those things that's sometimes the stock photo just makes it look 100% better, and I'm okay with that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Funky's in the house.
Whatever, Forever Funky. Seriously, Forever Funky, Daryl, I cannot believe that you have never seen E.T. What is up with that? How do you have kids and grandkids and never see E.T.?
She's been working her butt off all these years. I don't even understand.
I don't even understand. I think that the granddaughters are a little young for E.T., but I think in a few years you should have them watch it with you because it's pretty awesome. Hip flipping mama. She just spent $140 at Goodwill on men's shirts and t-shirts. Woo-woo. All right, so my next one. I don't remember if I showed these in a haul or not. I feel like I was going to, and then I didn't for whatever reason.
That's a good picture.
Yeah. So I don't thrift shoes very often. For one thing, a lot of our like savers here, when it comes to men's shoes, they're
stupid priced.
They're anything that's like good stuff, like streetwear, like Nike, Adidas, stuff like that. If it's any good, they have it behind the counter and they price it way, way, way too high. I'm better off just going to Ross or Burlington and paying full price. Or not full price, but paying those prices for brand new. So I tend to only buy new shoes, but I did happen to, we were at a Goodwill and I happened to look.
This is when we were with Lorna 2 weeks ago.
This is when we were with Lorna, and I happened to look behind the counter and I know that Vicky had bought a pair. I don't know was it the exact same pair or was it similar?
It was the exact same pair and they were trashed.
Yeah, they were pretty beat up.
Holes in them, trashed. I got them at the bins. So I paid what, like $1 and change for them. And and they, mine sold for like 30 or 40 bucks, and I put in that they were trashed. And
yeah, so these ones were pretty much brand new. They're Vans, Spider-Man Vans. I think they're super cool. I actually paid $30 for them, which is a lot when you're buying it, but you can see the stickers on the inside. Like these are brand new. So I paid $30 for them. Then I turned around and I sold them. I took an offer for $80. Somebody made an offer of $80. And I'm like, you know what? That's fine with me. That works. I think when I bought them, I was thinking I'd be able to get $70, $80, $90. So
that's reasonable.
So I was super happy with 80. And that was the same day I bought those Bart Simpson high tops. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if I can sell those sometime soon. Mm-hmm. All right, here you go.
This is one of those pairs of shoes that I listed super quickly and sold right away. So I bought these when Lorna was here, so maybe I didn't list them super quickly, but they were listed within 2 weeks anyway. They sold within a week of being listed. This is just another one of those brands you want to keep an eye out for. They don't necessarily look like anything spectacular. The sole right there, you can see my pictures are very clear. There's nothing wrong with the shoes. The sole just has a little crackling on the inside. But the shoes are in great condition. The brand is called Rachel Comey. It's a super high-end brand, and that is not the price they sold for. I did take an offer. I sold them for $75 because I have about $3 into them. So I was perfectly happy taking $75 offer on them. It's just a really high-end brand of shoe. It's not a shoe brand that most people are aware of, and I've only found it twice, and both times I've sold it for a really good turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
So I sold these, I think, within a day or two of listing them.
Yeah, it's just nuts. Let's see. Okay, next one for me is this one. I think I showed this in the haul last week, right?
Yes. So, someone told you what it was. Someone told you it was Boy Scouts.
No, I didn't know until I looked it up.
Oh, someone did tell you that.
Did they?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
I remember.
Because when I looked at, okay, well, I wasn't paying attention then. Anyway, because I looked it up when I bought it because I thought it was something Native American, and it's embroidered and that kind of stuff always sells really well for me. So I went ahead and bought it. Apparently I wasn't paying attention to the chat, but I looked it up and it did turn out to be a Boy Scout lodge. And so I was a little bit disappointed because I'm like, I thought it was going to be this other thing that was going to be worth more money. But I was like, I'm still going to list it and see how it goes. And I priced it $47.99. It sold in less than 24 hours. So this is like a lodge out in, I believe, in San Francisco. But yeah, I mean, I would buy it. I guess Boy Scout stuff does sell really well. It's not vintage or anything, but so I bought it for a different reason and it still turned out to be a good buy.
And you sold it fast.
Yeah, really fast. All right, next one for you.
Okay, so this is one of those things that a lot of people talk about board games and buying board games and flipping board games. I will tell you, I sell a lot of board games. I don't like to part them out. I don't sell them for pieces. And I don't sell them for anything that's less than $20 because that for me is just not worth it. I know a lot of people will do that and I'm not knocking them. But for me, I like to find the more rare board games that are going to sell for a much higher return. So this one sat for a little bit. I think I had it 3 or 4 months or so. And it did sell on sale. It sold for $61. But I bought this at a Savers. I paid $3 or $4 max for it. And I think $60 for a board game is pretty good.
Yeah. How far did you ship it?
I haven't shipped it yet. I don't even know.
So you don't know where it's going?
I'm shipping it tonight. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's one of those things where it's like, you sure hope it's California.
Yeah, I don't think it's California, but it will fit into a medium flat rate, I believe. So.
Yeah. So Rags wants to know, Sandy wants to know, how do you get the Saver stickers off?
A hairdryer.
Yep.
Use a hairdryer, heat up your stickers, and then use a Scotty peeler or something with a sharp edge, or even your fingernail to, scrape up one corner of it a little bit. But a hairdryer will peel off stickers off of just about any surface unless it's a sticker on a plastic bag. A sticker on a plastic bag is almost impossible to get off.
Yeah, for most stuff, the hairdryer, it heats up the adhesive.
I use the hairdryer on everything. I use it on hard goods, on cardboard, on paper. It comes off. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't leave a mark.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, because I swear they always.
Someone else gave me that tip years ago. I will tell you, I never knew that until like 2 or 3 years ago. Someone told me that. I was like, holy crap, that was like mind blowing for me. I've been scraping them off for years, ripping the paper,
probably cussing at them, all that stuff. Yeah, Lorna says she listed 5 board games today and is very sad to say the Mall Madness that she got was the 2005 version and missing 2 purple small pieces, but still going to go for around $30.
You know what, Lorna? I sold that purple one. I sold that same one, and it wasn't missing anything. But I sold that same one for $85 or $90. That same version, the 2005 one.
Kelly, the Econ Mom Ward says Goo Gone helps too. Yeah,
with the sticky stuff that's left behind.
Yeah, if there's any left behind.
Not on paper. Don't put the Goo Gone on paper product. It looks like oil. It's oily. It has an oil base to it, and it will stain the paper or cardboard, but definitely it's great on like plastic. Coffee mugs or plastic or anything like that.
Yep. All right. So now my last one is an Etsy sale. And so this is a Pony Express uniform jacket. It was, I don't have more pictures to show because this is like the Etsy one. And I'm looking at the sold here, but it sold for $39.99 plus shipping. This is actually going, or I already shipped it, and it actually went to the Netherlands. So they paid $22.50 for shipping. And I actually paid a lot less than that for the shipping. And if you guys watch the video we're going to put up on Wednesday, we're going to show you how you can save a lot on your international shipping, more than how you pay for it through eBay. We're going to show you another way to do it that's going to save you a ton. I actually saved like $15 the other day on something I shipped out.
I saved like 12 on one. I was super excited.
Yep. So you guys are going to want to watch that on Wednesday. Keep an eye out for it. And I'll post in the boss group as well. All right. So that's all we have for our sold highlights. I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. What's up, guys? We're back. Howdy ho.
Now you get to look at our cute faces.
Real cute. All right. So this week we went.
I'm going to grab some stuff.
Sorry. I did my regular Thursday 25% off trip to all of the Savers in the area. Vicki actually came with me because we're going to be meeting up with Regs, Sandy, for lunch, and then we got our times mixed up.
Is that really what happened? I'm sure you heard from her.
Yeah. We talked about it.
You didn't tell me.
Sorry. Anyway, whatever. We got it all mixed up, so we ended up not being able to actually meet up with her for lunch. It's a bummer. We'll have to do it when we get back. But we went to all 6 Savers that day.
Yep, and we got tacos.
Yeah, and we had tacos while crying into our tacos because we were
not with Sandy.
But we went to all 6 Savers, and let me tell you something, guys. I didn't find I got a bunch of t-shirts, nothing super crazy, other than all those boxing ones that I showed on Instagram. But I'm getting excited because it's starting to become, even though it's like still over 100 degrees here, it's coming into the fall season, and so they're putting out more jackets in all the Savers. And so this week, like, I scored big time on jackets. So almost everything I have to show you guys today is
she's very excited about the jackets.
Oh, that's my favorite thing. My favorite thing to thrift is jackets, and then second is t-shirts. So
I don't think I have a favorite. I like everything.
those are just, yeah, that's because those are like my two categories that I make the most money on and I have the most fun
I have
doing.
at least 50% hard goods this week to show.
Yeah. Julie wants to know what's the name of the Facebook group. It's called Boss. If the link is down below in the description, if you click on it, it should say show more, and then it'll open up the whole description and you'll see the link to the Boss Facebook group. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer in the middle of the summertime. Some of the savers don't have a whole lot of jackets. And then like if you go to Tropicana, they have like the whole the bins area and you can see back into like their stock room. And one time I saw like all these pallets of boxes that said winter jackets back stock. And I was like, I want to go in there.
I want to get in.
I know. And I'm like, there's all kinds of sweet jackets just sitting there waiting for me to buy them.
And we kept running into the first 3 savers that we hit. We ran into a fellow reseller that lives in the area.
Good, the
I
cutest
had never
dog.
met her. She had a cute little dog with her in her carriage. Kind of looked like Grizz. I don't know her name. Did you remember what her name was? She recognized Katie. She came up to us in the first store and she's like, I know you. You were the Shine winner. We thought that she was going to say something about YouTube, which is so funny to me. But yeah,
she recognized me from the Shine Award. So and she was at Open.
She was at Open, and
she was part of like Hustle Bee and Hustler Hacks, their crew, and they had those awesome
pink
windbreaker, pink and purple windbreaker jackets. Yeah, they looked freaking cool.
They had like
next year we gotta do some sweet Nike like old school, like Adidas track jackets or something.
No,
whatever.
I don't wear that crap.
Whatever. Anyway. Sandy, Crazy Town is it's the Savers that's closest to the Strip. It's on Charleston. That store I have like a love-hate relationship with because it's like when I hit there, I find great stuff. Like all those cool jackets that I found last week were mostly from Crazy Town. But that's like the one place
week you didn't find crap.
Yeah, that's like the one place where sometimes I'll leave and I'll only have like a couple of things. Oh, and here's the other thing. The first couple Savers we went to, I was like, man, why is nobody stocking stuff? Nobody's putting new stuff out. Because that's what I love about Savers is they're constantly putting out new stuff. And so we asked somebody, and I guess because they had their big holiday sale for Labor Day,
the people that put out stock, we asked a few questions.
They usually have Sunday and Monday off. So Sunday and Monday are the 2 days that Savers, they're not putting new stuff out. Every other day of the week, they put out 8,000 to 12,000 pieces every single day in each store. That is a crazy amount. So they're putting that out every day. They weren't that Thursday, but we still found good stuff.
They're incentive paid. That was the other thing we found out. So we wondered why everything, at Goodwill, they're lazy. At least the Goodwill's here. The employees tend to be lazy. It takes them 2 hours to empty half a rack. And, where Savers, they're just like putting stuff out.
And that's everywhere.
So the people that stock the shelves and the racks at Savers are different than the cashiers. It's a different, it's
like a different crew.
And they're incentivized.
Yeah, they have quotas. And I think we've talked about this before. And I'm like, they must have some kind of quota because they are just like constantly putting stuff out. And it means that like you could go to Savers every single day and find good stuff. There's so many times when I've been there while they're putting stuff out and I grab stuff off of their racks that they bring out. So it just makes it, I think we're really lucky to have 6 of those here because it's like you can go any day and you're going to find cool stuff. Doesn't matter who was there the day before. Always enough to be
So we've got Malia has a question. Silent watcher, usually. Please have videos to show how to identify vintage tees and jackets. Please. Katie has actually addressed several times in different videos. If you want to go back and find some of the older videos, what to look for as far as vintage t-shirts. That's actually been gone over a lot of times.
I have a couple of unboxing videos. Look at the first t-shirt, vintage t-shirt mystery lot. So it was one I ordered off of eBay. And they were all vintage t-shirts. And I show all the labels. Because the thing is, at some point, we're going to try to do a video where we talk about that stuff. The problem is there's so many nuances to it. It's not really something, it's hard to be super concise and say, here are the things you need to look for. Here are the labels, because there's tons of them. And so it's kind of one of those things that you just need to pick it up over time. But that's one of the videos where I show a bunch of them and I talk about like the dates and stuff like that. And I'm always like trying to share that so people hopefully pick it up as we go. Anyway.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's really hard. It's kind of, there's no hard and fast or concise rules on vintage tags. It's one of those things you just learn over time. T-shirts is a little bit easier, I think, than some other things like jackets and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Panda's Pickett says some of the Goodwill employees just have special needs that may impede them from moving as quickly. That's true, but
that is true, but not the ones that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The ones I'm talking about are the ones that are chit-chatting back and forth. They're looking at their cell phones. They're talking to each other. They're just not moving very quickly. Or
I mean, I think it has a lot to do with, you know, the difference between having a nonprofit store and then having a store that is totally corporate, which is basically, you know, it's a for-profit chain, Savers and Value Village. And they have, I mean, they might be terrible to work for. I don't know what their quotas are like. Who knows? I just know from a buyer standpoint, I used to go to the Goodwills all the time in Oregon, and I knew a lot of the employees. And they were just regular people. It's just that if they don't, you know, they have other priorities that they're working on, and it's not, for whatever reason, it's not pushed on them.
It's not stocking.
Yeah, they're not putting stuff out quickly, and so it makes a huge difference. And here, I don't even like going to Goodwill. So.
Pumpkin spice jackets. Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and do our haul. What do you got?
I got some good stuff.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So speaking of board games, I actually picked up a board game this week that is complete, and I already photographed it. This is actually, you want to go for these expensive board games whenever you can find them. This is a Batman board game, but it's not a super common one. It's actually from 2013, which is not that old, but there are only so many of these that are made. It's a specialty board game. This is selling complete and used for $60 to $70. I'm probably going to price it closer to $100 and just kind of wait it out for fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the Arkham City, like there's a series of like video games and like Xbox and PlayStation and stuff, and those are like really super popular games too.
So I paid $3 for this, and I'm going to list it for $100. I expect that I'll get between 60 and 80 for it. And there aren't that many listed that are complete. Very few, in fact. Actually, it looks unplayed with inside, but the box is open, and it's got a little damage on one corner. So. I'm not looking to be the lowest price on it. So that's one thing. And this is another thing that I had picked up. This is just a Christmas thing. I paid $5 for this. This is it's David Freichman. And it's just a vintage Christmas, like, I don't know, it's just like a ceramic resin type thing. And it's just a decoration, but it is a signed and limited edition. It's kind of like the Department 56 type of stuff, but it's this particular designer. And yeah, some people have this stuff priced very inexpensively, but this particular one should sell for about $75 to $100, especially heading into fourth quarter and the holiday. I'll price it again at $100, see what happens. Some of these items people tend to price way too inexpensively, and they go very quickly. But I will tell you, I sold a carved Santa Claus about 2 or 3 months ago. And I think I might have even shown it on a haul that I had sitting around for 1.5 years. I paid $1 for it, but it sold for like $75. So I know what they're worth, even if other people don't necessarily know what they're worth.
Jeanette Randall wants to know with that Arkham game, that Batman game, it's a game. Isn't that going to cost you a bundle to ship it?
Worst case scenario, it's depending on where it is locally. If it's close, it's going to be really well. If not, it will fit into a large flat rate, which is 17 and change.
Yeah. Would you send that FedEx at all?
I might send it FedEx
if it's cheaper.
Yeah. If it's cheaper than the flat rate, yeah, then I would use FedEx Ground or FedEx Home Delivery.
Aaron Klug just did a $5 Saved by the Bell super chat.
Oh, that's all you. I don't even know what the Saved by the Bell thing is. I never watched Saved by the Bell.
All right. I don't remember all the words. But something.
I'm too old for Saved by the Bell.
It's all right, cause I'm saved by the super chat. It's all right, cause I'm saved by the super chat. Bang. You don't like that?
That was horrific. T-Money, it's a Sunday. T-Money's probably at church.
Yeah, T-Money is probably at church. Somebody else had a question. Oh, Elizabeth England says hello and wants to know why buyers will pay more for items of the same quality. Pricing thoughts. Thank you. So there's this whole thing about like perceived value, and sometimes you can price your stuff too cheap because people are going to automatically, it's like buyer psychology. If something's priced super cheap, they're going to think there's something wrong with it. Now, not always, but sometimes. And then vice versa, if you price something higher, they think there's some sort of intrinsic value to it that must be there. And then also, it's just, you know, like for clothing, let's say I have this Tommy Hilfiger jacket and somebody else has the exact same one, which usually, you know, there's a lot of differences between, but let's say somebody else has the exact same jacket. Theirs is all crumpled up and wrinkled and like their lighting's really bad. They've got it like laying on a bed or on the floor. And then they're charging shipping, and then they don't take returns. I mean, it is shocking to me how many people don't take returns at all. Like I'll be going and looking for comps. I'll have something that I want to sell and I'll be like, oh man, there's two of the same thing and they're the same size. And I think their price kind of low. And I go look at them, I open them up and it says buyer does not accept returns. And I'm like, awesome. Because there are a lot of people who will not buy from somebody who doesn't take returns.
I won't on a clothing item.
Yeah, so I think generally I have better listings than most sellers when it comes to my picture quality, when it comes to how lenient my policies are.
Your feedback, all
those things. All those things come together to make it likely that somebody might buy it from me instead of somebody else. So
nice. Well, Cindy, I want to say congratulations. Had first 2 sales. Very excited. Had to share. So yay. That's exciting. That's very exciting.
Very cool.
And then Ocean says, I'm listing on eBay for the first time. How can I get more views? Can you help? Well, it's not something we can help with, but selling clothing, just get started. Don't hold back. Don't second guess yourself. Just get started and get your listings up there. If you use the correct pricing and you take some good photos and put stuff in the right categories, you're going to get views. If your stuff is something that somebody wants to buy, you're going to get views.
I'm assuming you probably have limits to how many you can list right away because if you just started your account, but try and list like at least like one thing a day or something. The more active your store is, the better. And the more things are going to be noticed. Things like having like free shipping and building the shipping cost into the price of your items can help. There's all kinds of things that are going to help hopefully get seen more. But really, it's just like right now, I would worry more about just building up your inventory. And the views will come. It's going to be a little slow
that's really
first.
it. You're not going to necessarily see a ton of views on every item. You know, I have 2,500 items listed, and I have very few watchers on items. I have, you know, I don't even look at the views. I don't know.
Yep. Derek Yamamoto in the house, big fish, just checking in.
Getting up at the crack
he has to pick us up.
To pick us up in the morning.
He has to pick us up at 5:15 in the morning. We're like, we could get an Uber or we could get a Derek. And we were like, let's get a Derek, you know? So it's pretty good. Pretty good. Do I need to create a store to start out? Oceans so says, you don't need to. You don't really need to, but I will say the starter stores now are super cheap. And so, I mean,
well, you've got 50 free listings, right? Without a store.
Without a store,
but he's probably limited. He's probably limited. So I would say just don't worry about overthink stuff. Just get up there and start listing a few things. Don't get too bogged down in whether you need to get a store or when yet. Get a few listings up, get a couple of sales under your belt, then come back and go from there. Just get started.
But yeah, you definitely don't need to create a store. If you do this for a few weeks and you're like, you know what, I really like this. I think I want to keep doing this. Think about getting a starter store because they're, like I said, they're pretty cheap. They're only like $7.99 a month. If you don't pay for a whole year, if you don't sign up for a whole year, if you just do it month to month. So it's not bad, but yeah, you don't need to have a store at all. So, all
right, you show a couple things.
Okay. I guess I can do that. Yeah, so like I said, I did a bunch of jackets this week, but I will show the set of T-shirts that I got. If you go on my Instagram, I did find like 10 of those boxing T-shirts, which I thought was pretty cool. But the other thing I found was these cool, the Imaginary Foundation T-shirts. They're these really cool. They're not vintage, but they are made in the U.S. But I think they're probably from like within the last 10 years or so. It's got the website on there and stuff. But this is a really cool
Einstein
T-shirt, and they're just kind of like, let's see, this one says on it, imagination is more important than knowledge, and they're just these really cool.
I've sold every one I've ever had of this brand. I don't know why. They're just cool.
This guy climbing a ladder. They've just got like these really cool kind of cerebral, kind of just really interesting. The power of the imagination makes us infinite. There were actually a couple of other ones, but they were not in as good of condition. I just kind of decided against them. But I should be able to sell these for like $30 each. These are just really cool, high quality, made in the U.S. Again, not vintage, but really nice shirts. So I was pretty excited about that. Mm-hmm. So then I got this hoodie. Now this brand is called Artful Dodger.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it's this really heavy, all of this on here, this is all embroidery. Like everything is embroidered.
It's in like beautiful shape too.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice sweatshirt. And if you look up this brand, I'm guessing this brand probably was more popular a few years back.
It's Jay-Z's clothing line.
Yeah, and it's like kind of streetwear stuff. But if you go and look at listings, there's some that are listed right now for like a few $100s. That's crazy. I don't think I'm gonna get a few $100s for it, but I do think that I could get probably like 60 to 80 bucks for it. I think I have it listed for $79.99. I just listed it yesterday. But it's just really neat. It's like this really
I have one by this
intricate, like it's got like the spray can kind of graffiti stuff on it. It's just really, really cool and super high quality. It's like over, like 3 pounds, which is pretty heavy.
It almost looks like Vegas. So it's got like a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
It has like a little hot air balloon.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
Yep. And it says "Candle to the Devil," which I don't know what that means, but anyway.
All right.
I thought that was pretty neat. I liked it. And sticking with hoodies here, this other hoodie I found. This is a Fox Racing. So we talked to you guys about the Fox Racing Sasquatch hoodies, and those sell from anywhere to $80 to over $100. This is not going to sell for that much. This is a pullover. But what's really cool about this is this is actually their this is a throwback to their original old school logo Fox right there. I can't remember I was able to find this exact hoodie, and it sells on their website for $70. I think I should be able to get between 40 and 50 because it's practically new condition. Really, really nice hoodie, really nice quality. And some Fox Racing stuff goes for a lot, and it's just a cool design, the Moto X Fox, because like I said, throwback kind of retro Fox Racing. So yeah, the Sasquatch hoodies are like they have the faux
fur, the
faux
whole lining.
fur,
yeah.
Sherpa shearling lining, and it's crazy how much they sell for. So
I wouldn't even say Sherpa or shearling because that's more of the like that off-white.
It's similar. It's just black. It's usually the same stuff.
It looks like teddy bear fur.
Sort of, but it's got that same the white Sherpa stuff. It's like the way it's kind of like chunks almost. It looks just like that, only
it's true
black.
So this week was one of my I bought a lot of like vintage electronics, which I love. Vintage electronics, and I know Casey, Rockstar Flipper, has talked about this a few times too. He loves electronics. I love electronics. I love vintage electronics. A couple of things that I picked up: an old cordless phone. Not that I even have a landline. I don't even know what the heck. I haven't had a landline in at least 10 years. But an old cordless phone. It's in mint condition. And the box is a little bit sketchy, but this particular brand of phone, some people have, it's Toshiba. So some people have a different model. I can't find this exact model, but some people have a different model, similar phone. They're listed anywhere from 200 to 500. There are not a lot of solds. The only solds that I'm finding are solds of the batteries. So I've got to do a little bit more research on this, but I expect I can sell it for at least $100. I paid $5. This is another one. This is the one that has the answering machine attached to it. Again, I paid $5. Mint condition. This one will sell for about at least $100. Not quite as old as the other one. And I have a couple of others.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited by those.
Christine says she still hasn't sold her Sasquatch hoodie, relisted several times. I would
try. Hang on to it for a bit.
And if it's been up for a while, I would go ahead and make a fresh listing out of it, but just maybe like wait until middle of the month, end of the month, going into fourth quarter. So it's a nice, fresh, crispy new listing, and see if that helps. See if that helps. See if that helps at all. So Dana was saying that she has a basic store right now. I'm guessing, Dana, when you guys move soon and you have some more space, you're gonna be up to a premium store in no time because you're doing awesome.
Yeah, I think she's right at the cusp of you need to have around 350 to 400 listings for it to break even, for you to want to pay for the
she's
premiere.
Real close.
So she's real close.
Yep.
Okay, so This is one that Katie is a little bit jealous of that I found because this is in her wheelhouse.
So jelly.
But it was in the women's department. So when we source together, we've said before, I don't really go into the men's department. I'll go and look in the men's jeans because she hates pants. And I will go through if it's something that she's already looked at. But for the most part, she and I would buy almost exactly the same thing. So if she's gone through her rack, there's nothing left there that I would want that she didn't want. You know what I mean? So
so she knows when we go together, she's going to leave the men's section.
Yep, I leave the men's section to her, and I'll go to look at shoes, and I look at, all the hard goods, and I'll look at women's, and that's pretty much it. So what I did was I found a vintage Nike. You can't really tell on this screen, but I swear it's like the same color as my hair. It's like neon pink.
Hot pink, yeah.
But this is that coveted Jordan era tag.
Yep.
So what, 80s?
That means early 80s. Sorry, late 80s, early 90s.
Early 90s, right?
So that's that tag. That's the time period that tag was around.
Yeah, so it's just a little pullover Nike. I paid $6 for it or $7 for it, and I'm going to list it for about 75, $80.
That's cool. I love it. It's pretty cool.
All right, I'll let you go now. Yep.
All right, so I'll do some jackets. So like I said, we went the day that we were at Savers, they were not restocking. So the fact that like every single store other than Crazy Town, I got really, really cool stuff.
And we were thrifting all day too. So and it was Thursday, so it was the 25% off all day, everything.
Yep. So I saw this jacket and I'm like, awesome. It is a leather bomber jacket. So bomber jackets like this, if they're real leather, you're always going to want to pick them up.
It's really nice.
It was only priced at like, wasn't it like $12.99? Yeah. It was like crazy cheap, and I'm like, what?
They priced the fake leather jackets more than that usually.
Yeah, and this is actually lamb, so it's like this really soft, supple leather.
Ooh, soft and supple.
Soft and supple. But check this out, guys. Check it out. Check it out. Whoa. We got M&Ms on the back. So this is an M&Ms brand. Bomber leather, lambskin leather bomber jacket. Again, it was only $12.99. It is a smaller size. It's a medium, so it's pretty small. But I was super excited, and it was only $12.99, and I got 25% off.
Like if that had been like $30 or $40, I wouldn't have paid that because but
I mean, to be honest, if they had priced it $29.99 and I was getting 25% off of it, I would have begrudgingly bought it because I still think I can sell it for probably close to $100. So I still would have bought it. It was really awesome to get it for $12.99 plus 25% off. But guess what, guys? I'm not even finished yet. So I get this and I'm like, what? I'm like, awesome, score. And then I go down the road a little bit more and I'm like, is that another bomber jacket? And I'm like, okay, let's check that out. Guess what, guys? I got two of them. I got two of the same jacket, same size. I'm not really sure how they ended up being together. I don't know why somebody would have had two of them, unless maybe they worked for M&Ms and they had, because like, why would you have two?
I don't know.
Of the same size of like the six? Because I'm sure this was maybe like really expensive.
Maybe there were couples that they had to get matching jackets.
They have the same. They were like two tiny people that got the same jacket.
I don't know.
But they were both. These are vintage 90s. I think I have the price for $150 or something like that. But I would hope to get like $100 for each one. But I think they're super, super cool.
They are.
And then I believe this is a different place at a different Savers. I got this. I don't know why.
Don't touch me with that one. I hate that feeling. It feels like a gross, dirty teddy bear.
Yeah. So this is actually, I only have a couple of the buttons buttoned up, but this is a Horace Small, and I think, what is the name? Tuffy Jack. Tuffy Jack is the brand. This is like an 80s. This is like a security guard, police, sheriff kind of jacket. Which I think it's police. It's got the little P on the button there.
I buy them and sell them all the time whenever I find them.
I had one that I've sold within the last 90 days because I went and looked again, and it was that was the one that had it had ripped and it was stitched, and I still sold it for like $120. So this one is actually missing. So you can see the buttons.
Like picture Fargo, right?
Yeah,
this is like what the sheriff was wearing. It wears in Fargo.
Yeah, it is missing the bottom button. I would imagine these buttons are probably something you can pretty easily get new ones or find them on eBay or something to replace them. But like I said, the last one I sold was the exact same jacket. It was a lot smaller. It was a slightly different color. It was a little more of a brown. And I still sold it for like $120. So this one, I don't have any doubt that I'll be able to sell it for at least $100 with this nice faux fur collar. So yeah, you want to go?
Yeah. So that's a question. What do you mean by the P on the jacket button?
I think it stands for police.
Yeah,
it's
it was
like
just it's embossed on the
the P's on it. It's just those particular jackets always have those P buttons on them. They're very they're common to that brand and those jackets.
So I picked this up this week, which was, I think, a really good score. Again, women's department, for whatever reason, some of the savers here, they don't price the women's jackets as high as they price the men's, which fine. I don't buy a lot of women's jackets, but when I do, I try to make sure that they're high. This is a down puffer coat. It's a dark brown. It kind of looks black on the screen there because it's kind of a little shiny. And it's got real fur around the collar.
It's a nice condition. It's a really nice condition.
Super nice condition.
Does it tell you what kind of fur it is?
No, it doesn't actually.
It's like soft, but then it's got these little things that poke out that are a little bit rougher.
Yeah, I think it might be raccoon actually. But I'll double check.
I love her. Tell me it died a natural death.
They just scraped it up off the road.
Okay, well, that's not very natural. That's not natural at all.
Oh man. Anyway, so it's a made in Italy. It's an Italian brand. There's nothing real much on eBay for them, but I did find the company online and did some research. And in Europe, this brand sells for about $700 or $800 for the jackets.
It's really nice.
So because I ship worldwide, I'm hoping someone will find it. And I paid less than $10 for it. I can't remember exactly. I paid less than $10. I thought it was men's at first, but it is women's because Dana tried it on, and it's an extra large, and it fits her. It fits me.
It snaps over like women's.
Yeah. Well, you can't quite tell on these jackets sometimes. So anyway, I'm going to sell it for, I think I'm going to list it for like $250 or so and see what happens. But it is a beautiful down-filled jacket, and I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah. Texas Turner was asking about using the USPS flat rate board game boxes. Sandra is correct. It's the same price as the large. It's a large flat rate.
It's the same box pretty much.
Well, but I mean, it's
the long one versus
the long
squarish one. Yeah. And it's $17 and change, almost $18 with your discount. Depending on the weight of your board game, you're going to want to compare pricing because that is not always the cheapest way to send it. Yeah. They fit well, but it's not always the cheapest way. You can always Frankenbox 2 priority boxes that don't have a flat rate on them and pay your actual priority if you need 2 to put together to make it big. So definitely look into that, and also look into FedEx home delivery or FedEx ground, because if it's a very heavy one, depending on how close it is, it's not always the cheapest way for sure. So definitely compare prices. Don't automatically, just because it fits in the box, send it that way. That's not necessarily the best for you or for your customer.
Yeah. DJ's bummed about not making sales like they used to since switching to best offer and free shipping, and they're getting lots of lowball offers. Let me tell you, I've said this before and I will say it again. Don't worry about lowball offers, because even if it's something you're not going to consider, anytime somebody makes an offer, it does elevate your listing. It makes, the whole eBay secret Casina, Cassini, whatever, search algorithm. We don't know exactly how it works, but
when there's activity
when there's activity on the listing and somebody makes an offer, even if it's a super lowball offer, it does show the search gods that is a desirable item. And I'm telling you, it happens all the time. Somebody makes a lowball offer and somebody else comes in and buys it for full price.
Yeah. I get a ton of lowball offers too. And I know Katie does too. That's part of the nature of having. You just can't take it personally, because for every lowball, I mean, maybe 1 in 5 is going to be a good one.
And what I say is, I'm like, thank you, kind sir, for elevating my item in the search, because I just got basically, yes, thank you, kind sir. It's like you're getting free advertising. I'm telling you, you cannot look at this stuff transactionally.
And I chuckle in derision. I mean, that's the thing. I definitely like. I'll look
chuckles in derision, everyone.
I'll look at my item that I have listed for $250 with the best offer, and they offer me $20. I'll go, no.
Yeah.
And
like I was saying with that Nike fleece, like the dude was like lowballing me for 4 offers, and after the first time I countered, I just declined after that. And then with his last offer, he came back with a price I was happy with. It was higher than what I sold it for before.
It happens.
So it's like, if you get yourself in that headspace where you get upset or irritated about these lowball offers, if nothing else, they are helping elevate your stuff in the search. So I'm grateful. I don't care if you offer $1 on my thing. It's going to help me in the long run.
I get irritated. Don't get me wrong. I just don't express it in my messages back to the customer. I mean, that's all there is to it. And and then you have a great customer that'll offer you $5 less than your asking price. I'll be like, thank you, I love you. That's a nice, reasonable offer. I appreciate you, customer. Thank you, kind sir.
I love all those kind sirs. Okay.
So a couple more things I found. Shoes. More shoes. Oh my God. Shoes. I love shoes.
Shoes.
So I paid about $10 a pair for these. I picked up a few pairs. These are Allen Edmond, which is a higher end men's shoe. They're all bench crafted. They're bench made, really, really great dress shoes. Retail, they sell for a couple of $100 a pair. I'll probably sell this for about $100. I paid $10. I got 2 pair, and they're a good size, and they're real nice shape. So these are 13, which is a fantastic size because it's not super common. And I have a pair in this Cordovon and a pair in black, and I will sell that. I paid $10 a pair.
Cool. Wait, I want to look at them real quick. These ones are made in the U.S., right?
Are these ones? No, that was a different pair.
No, not. That was a different pair. No, these are made in the U.S.
Oh, okay. I think all Allen Edmonds.
I want to say really quick, I'm by no means am I an expert with shoes, like dress shoes, because I don't do a lot of the dress shoes, but a couple of things that I have learned over time. First of all, the whole wingtip thing is popular. And another thing is if you're short on time, if you pick them up and they're heavy, if you pick up a pair of shoes and they're super light,
they're usually cheap.
It's true. And they're not, unless they're like really nice, like fancy Adidas running shoes. So these are like heavier.
They're substantial.
When you see that they're made in the U.S., a lot of times that can be a really good sign that they're high quality shoes.
Made in the U.S., made in Italy, made in Spain. Those are all good. Made in France. Those are all good indicators of quality.
Yeah, because you're gonna see a bunch of like wingtip shoes at any thrift store, and they're not all gonna be worth a lot. But those are just kind of like 3 things. They're heavy, made in the U.S.
They are shoes. You get them a little too close to my face.
Yeah.
I hate feet, never mind shoes.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other type of shoe that I pick up, not all the time, but I do pick them up when they're vintage for one, and when it's this particular line for another. Florsheim. Florsheim is another pair of men's dress shoes. They are a quality shoe, and when it's the Imperial is one of the ones that you want to pick up when they're more modern, or you want to pick them up when they're vintage, and you can tell vintage by the tag usually. But Imperial is the higher end. And again, these are these are a cap toe wingtip, and they're a little bit squared off, so that's called a bicycle toe. And these are actually in excellent condition. They're in a brown. They've got a pebbled leather and then a soft leather, 2 different textures. So I'm just going to shine these up a little bit because they do have a couple little stuffs, but they're not too bad. So I'm going to probably sell these. I paid $5 for these. I'm going to sell these for probably about $100 as well.
Nice. Somebody asked, so Julie wants to know, so you don't use auto decline with best offer? I never use auto decline, because here's the thing. When somebody makes an offer, I see it as the opening to a conversation. And so let's say they make a crazy lowball offer. What I will do is I respond to them with a signal of what I'm looking for. So let's say I'm selling something for $80 and they send me an offer of $5. I'm going to respond with $77 or something like that. So to me, it's like what I'm doing is I'm saying, hey, yeah, you're going to need to come a lot closer to my price before we can tango here. And if they come back with $6, then I'll decline them. If they come back with $40, then I'll counter again, because I'm like, oh, they're willing to make some movement. I'm telling you, it works. If you auto decline, you're basically shutting down the conversation before it can even start.
That's true.
And I'm telling you, like, I will start declining once we've gone back and forth a couple times, but I always counter.
You've got your phone on you. You've got your app on you. I mean, it doesn't take but 30 seconds to do it.
And no, I don't send a message with my counter. I don't feel like I need to explain myself.
I do sometimes.
I just don't. I don't.
The reason why I do is because I offer free shipping on almost everything, and some of my items are very heavy. So I do honestly think that not every buyer understands what free shipping means. I don't think every buyer realizes that somebody actually pays for the shipping, and it's the seller. And there's no such thing as free shipping. And people that don't sell themselves generally have zero clue how much shipping really costs. So I will counter sometimes if it's close or if we get back and forth. I will tell them, okay, I really can't go any lower. This item weighs such and such, and this is how much it's going to cost me to ship to you, please. And that's it. And very frequently, I'm going to get an acceptance on that second offer because once they go, oh, all right.
Yeah.
And they do. So, I mean, I get acceptance when I put that information in there.
Yeah. And then for me, I just don't engage in conversation. It's like, I'm just going to stick to
I mean, if they come back and still offer me pennies, then it's going to be a decline. But sometimes I do give a little explanation when it's something heavy. I have something that weighs like 30 pounds. Somebody offered me $30 on it. It's listed for 100 and change. I was like, no. And they live halfway across the country. You realize it's going to cost me 40 to ship it to you. Right. I'm not paying you to take my item.
I will say, but don't do the thing where you respond and say, I have to feed my kids.
No, I don't do that.
I know you don't, but some people do. I've seen people in, when this has been talked about, in Facebook groups and like that, where they'll be like, well, I respond and I say, this is how I make my living and how I feed my family. And I'm like, I feel like, I feel like it's
if I got a message like that, I'd be like, I don't care what your deal is. It's none of my business. I just want to buy my crap. It's getting a little too personal, but yeah. Anyway. I don't bother when it's I don't put that information, but I do if it's something heavy in the shipping. Yes, I definitely do that.
All right. So you. All right. So speaking of down, I have got this vintage reversible down starter jacket. What? Philadelphia Eagles. Now this was priced at I believe it was $25. With 25% off. Like I said, it is reversible. It's a really cool jacket. Now, I did see that, let's see, right here, it actually has a little tear and a repair right there with some green
on the elbow
thread. It's not the elbow really, but anyway, on the back of the sleeve. So that does take away the value a little bit, but it's a down jacket and it's reversible. So for one thing, you can wear the other side and that side doesn't have any tear. So I still think I should be able to sell this for close to $100.
So Allison's having a coroner. You paid $25 for something? Oh my God.
It was 25% off of it. So anyway, but when I know I can sell something for $100, then to me, $25 is not a big deal. And I'm loving that I'm getting some more jacket stock in because, I found lots of really cool jackets. Let me just keep going with the jackets.
Everything's a song. Only one super chat today, so it's, she's gonna sing elsewhere.
Well, I mean, because I do always have a song in my heart because I never sing when I'm just around the house, do I?
all day. I know, Allison. American Dollars. Yes.
I'm like, do any of you guys watch Bob's Burgers? Because I'm kind of like Linda. I like to sing. I like to turn everything into a song. I don't see a way there's anything wrong with that, okay? All right. Oh, what's going on with the hat here? It's getting crazy. All right, anyway, so I've got this sweet...
Well, that's your favorite find of the week.
Ski-Doo X-Team racing jacket. It's kind of got this cool, funky side zip going on. It is a full zip jacket, but for some reason it's kind of on the side.
And I have one like that I picked up this week.
So this is snowmobile racing, that kind of stuff. It's the Ski-Doo X-Team, and it is Gore-Tex. This is how sweet is this jacket? I love it. I love it. It's not vintage. I don't believe it's vintage. But I should still be able to sell it. I think I'll still be able to sell it for, I'm hoping, close to $100. But how awesome is this? And I think this was $12.99 as well. There was I got a lot of jackets that I think were priced super, super low. Janelle wants to know if I have free shipping and best offer on all your listings. Yes, I have free shipping on everything and best offer on everything. I personally don't. The cheapest things that I list are some of my t-shirts I list at $29.99. That is pretty much the lowest price. I mean, I have some older stuff that's cheaper, but a handful, but I don't source and list anything that's below $30. And that's with the hopes of selling it for around $20, $25.
Yep, that's where I am too.
At the lowest. Now, if you're listing stuff that's $20 or cheaper, I would not suggest doing best offer because there's a point where it's you need to make money. You shouldn't be doing best offer and stuff that's crazy cheap. But yeah. So,
yeah, so there was a couple other questions in there. Do you get things professionally repaired? Emily asked. I don't, Emily. If it needs a couple of stitches, I generally will do it myself, or I just note it in the listing. And Katie is the same way. I've done a couple of stitch repairs for her before. I'm not a good sewer by any means, but if it's something little, or if it's on a seam, if it's a button, that kind of stuff I can handle.
Yeah. The Ski-Doo jacket, I think I have it listed for $150.
Yeah.
With the thought that I would want to get at least $100 for it.
And yes, I was singing on Instagram. I was singing some Rob Bass the other night. I had a lot of fun. That show was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sure was.
And I do have free shipping and best offer on most of my listings. The only things I don't offer free shipping on are some real heavy things. I have a few things that I have a flat rate or calculated on, but very few, because I do sell probably 40% hard goods. So I do offer it on almost everything. I'm like Katie. I don't source anything that I'm going to sell for less than $30, but I do occasionally, once I have something for a while, or I'll drop something below $30 for a sale or anything like that. So,
I mean, I used to go for higher. So like, I would say about 6-8 months ago, my average sale price was between $50 and $60, because I had really just been focusing on like higher value stuff. But over probably like the last 4 to 6 months, I've really gotten into t-shirts, and a lot of that just has to do with the fact that we're in Vegas. And like I said, jackets are like my favorite thing to thrift and source and flip. And there just aren't as many of them around here. But there's tons and tons and tons of t-shirts, because we have 6 savers, and each savers has like 3 to 4 rows of just t-shirts. So I've started focusing. Excessive. So it's definitely bringing my average sale price down. But like I've said before, your time is money, and t-shirts are super easy. They're much faster to take pictures of, to measure, to list. If I have 30 t-shirts to list, I can just do sell similar, sell similar, sell similar. And so I'm okay with, it's definitely lowered my ASP, but I'm okay with selling them for.
My average sale price is just under 40. And then around the holidays, it tends to go up a little bit higher. Let's see, we got some more questions about dry cleaning. I've dry cleaned a few things here and there if I could deem it worthy. We actually have a dry cleaner that everything is $2 an item. So it's really no money. And I've dry cleaned a few things here and there. If something is stinky, I wash it. But I do not wash everything.
Yeah.
I only dry clean. And maybe if I do 10 items a year, and the amount of volume that I do, that's very low as far as dry clean goes. And I steer clear of dry cleaning items, and I wash things here and there. We probably do 2 loads of laundry a week that are things that we've purchased for resale. We don't wash everything. I don't, neither does Katie. I wash something that has a spot on it, or I try to treat it or pre-treat it, and she does the same thing. So
Tammy TNT wants to know, how much does shipping normally run on something small? So anything under a pound can go first class if you're talking domestically.
Right.
And so it's going to go anywhere from like
$2.67
up to like almost $5, I think.
Up to almost $5. That's just normal.
Yeah. And then your next cheapest thing you can do is anything that can fit in this padded flat rate envelope, which I use a lot for jackets and sweatshirts and stuff.
Jeans.
If I can fit them in here, this with our discount, our top rated discount is $6.90 to ship this. And then you got your other flat rates. And then we also do, if you want to get more complicated, get into cubic priority. And there's other ways to save money as well. But shipping can be a little complicated. It takes some time to kind of learn the ropes with it. But you do want to make sure that you learn. There's a lot of information out there, because that's really going to be a big deal in how much you're able to make on stuff.
Yeah, and Katie has free shipping and free returns on everything. I have free shipping on most and free returns on most. The things that I'm not offering free returns on are the things that I'm not offering free shipping on, generally heavy items, that kind of thing. So I'm not doing, free returns on that kind of thing.
Yeah. What up, Brand?
Yeah, so Diana says she does a lot of dry cleaning. I don't dry clean on a regular basis, but I will.
Yeah. Julie wants to know if we offer 3 methods and speed of shipping on all your listings, 1 free, the other 2 options paid. So mine's all free. But yes, so I have 4 different methods of shipping. And so for anything under a pound, I do free first class. And pretty much anything that I sell, because I do all clothing, if it's under a pound, it definitely fits in a padded flat rate mailer. So I do give the option for them to pay $6.95 to upgrade to priority. or they can pay $22.95, and I will do express, which is the 1-day shipping, and there's an express padded flat rate envelope. So that's what I have for my first class stuff. Then my next shipping policy is for anything over a pound that fits in a padded flat rate mailer. And in that case, the free shipping is just priority, and then they can pay the $22.95 to bump up to express. All my other stuff just goes priority, and I don't have an express option just because I didn't want to have to figure out like how much different weights cost express. It's just, so I kind of stick to just the stuff that can go padded flat rate, which most of my stuff can, the vast majority of it.
And I have 7 different business policies as far as shipping. So I have free first class, free priority up to 4 pounds. And then I have free priority over 4 pounds. I have free media over 4 pounds. So I think that because I have so many various items, I have that. So when it's over 4 pounds, you have to delineate between the two because of your international calculated.
Yeah.
So
yes, Pam, there is an express padded flat rate. You can order it on the website. So you should definitely order some and add that to your listings, guys. This is one really big tip. For Christmas time, add an express option if you can, at the very least, the stuff that can fit in the padded flat rate envelope. But make sure you order those envelopes from the USPS website, because you want to add faster shipping. Because think about it, people are buying stuff for presents, but it's not just Christmas Day that they're going to wait till the last minute. People are going to holiday parties like all through December, and all of a sudden they'll have
they might want an outfit for a dress or something they're going to wear.
So it's going to be like Thanksgiving, Christmas. There's going to be all kinds of holiday parties people are going to, so either gifts or because they need outfits. Also, people are traveling. They're going home for the holidays. Sometimes they're going home a few weeks before Christmas, but they want to get presents for their loved ones, all that stuff. So you don't want somebody to have to ask to send it faster. You want it to just be an option that's there. So when they go to check out, it's going to say upgrade to the shipping, and they're just going to do it automatically. Yeah. You just want to have that option.
All right, so let's get into a few more of our things for our haul.
Really, really quick. Julie says, you have the best videos on shipping, hands down, really clear. Let me tell you, Julie, thank you very much.
Wow,
Wednesday, pay attention Wednesday, because if you are doing your own international shipping, you want to see this video because it's going to save you a ton of money. If you don't do your own international shipping, hopefully this will help you decide you're finally going to try it out, because I'm telling you, it will make you a lot more money. So go ahead.
All right, we're running overtime here.
Whatever.
So I've got 3 more
140 people say that they don't care and they want to hang out with us longer.
Dial it back a notch, would you, sister?
No. Ugh. Ew, sister, gross.
Anyway, I picked up this little dude for $1. I don't know if anybody's going to know who this is, but he's PJ Sparkles. PJ Sparkles from the late 80s, Mattel. It's like 1986 or 88 or something like that. And this is the puppy. And I paid $1, and it's going to sell for $100. So, hello, cute little puppy. It's going to sell for $100. Let's see. What else did I pick up?
See, Forever Funky Daryl says that I make her day.
She does. So. You make her laugh. Okay, so I picked up this dude too.
I'm baking. It's so cute.
It's his first bacon that talks.
Yeah.
This was $3, and he sells for $50.
He's so cute.
So I was pretty excited with that.
He's so really quick. Yeah. Sandy Gregg says that if we stayed, they'll keep watching. But Emily made a good point. She said she uses food storage bags, the old style twist tags. You can buy those. I think you can buy them in bulk, like at Walmart.
I have a bunch.
To help slide shoes and clothes into the padded flat rate. Sometimes it can be kind of hard. Also, when I do shoes, so all of my shoes, because I do like cubic priorities, I want to get them as small as possible. If they don't come in their original box, all of my shoes, I actually shrink wrap together, and it gets them nice and tight. And if they are able to fit in a padded flat rate mailer, that also helps to slide them in because they're all covered in this plastic. So it's a great tool. These are super cheap. I actually have the link to them below in the description. I buy them. It's in sets of 4, and I've only gone through 2 rolls so far in like at least a few months. So it's super cheap, and it will help a lot in shipping and help you save in shipping.
And let's see, this is my last thing.
Okay.
Ocean asks, is everything from Savers? For us, yes.
All of this haul is.
This haul is from Savers, but not always. We do garage sales, we do Goodwills, we do Salvation Army, we do all different kinds of stuff. So,
but I would say that my number one source right now is Savers, because I was just saying to her, you know, because we're how lucky I am to have like these 6 stores in this area, because they put out so much stuff that I can reliably go every single week to all the stores, and I'm pretty good to go. Like, yes, I can expand out and find stuff at other stores as well. But
if we needed to.
If there were no Savers here at all, it'd be a bummer.
Emily asked, what is the brand on the little lamb? It's actually a puppy, and it's Mattel. It's from the PJ Sparkles line of things. I don't know, toys. I think that was a doll in the 80s. Yep. Anyway, this is my last item that I'm going to talk about. And you guys know I always buy blankets and bedding and all kinds of stuff like that, especially juvenile and kids bedding when it's vintage. It sells really well. People have a big thing for nostalgia items, especially stuff from the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. That's all really hot now. So this is, that being said, this is a vintage strawberry shortcake from when I was a little girl. Yeah. So this is from, I think it's like 1982 or 83. Strawberry shortcake sleeping bag. I actually had this exact sleeping bag when I was a little girl. And I paid $5 for it. It's an excellent condition. It's super, I don't want to say crispy because it's not crispy, but it's really clean. It's clean. There's not a lot of wear. It doesn't look like it was used a lot. So I paid about $5 for it, and I'll sell it for about $75.
Nice. I see a few people saying they want to try the shrink wrap. Really, guys, if you open up the whole description of the video, I have like a list of all the different products that we use, and I have the exact shrink wrap that I got, and I love it. And there's 4 of them. I think it was only like $14, something like that, for 4 of them, so pretty cheap. And they're affiliate links, so if you go through my link to get them, it's the same ones that I get. I do get like a little bit if you guys use the affiliate link, so it's helpful to me.
And Gretchen asked, while you grab your stuff, Gretchen asked, how do I ship most board games? Most of them are going to ship priority. If it's over 2 to 3 pounds, usually it's going to go priority. Sometimes I'll use the flat rate boxes. It depends on how big the game is. Some are really long, some don't fit. Or I'll Frankenbox 2 priority boxes together. And I'll sometimes use FedEx Ground. So you asked like the big Scrabble, the big deluxe Scrabble game. 2 of them that I've recently sold in the last couple of months have gone FedEx, actually. FedEx home delivery was cheaper than priority because it was going across the country. So I just go make sure you hit compare rates. When you're looking at how to ship things, look at compare rates, and it's going to tell you the best way to go. Yeah. And you can do a drop down for FedEx as well as USPS.
Yep. Absolutely.
And one of the things that I actually found out, so thank you to Wade's Venture for this, because he had a guest, I think it was the Bearded Picker was the guest that he had. And although he has lots of guests on his
he does like he has like 5 shows a day.
Yeah, so he had Bearded Picker on his show, and one of the little things that I picked up, one of the nuggets I picked up from his show, was that Walgreens accepts FedEx drop-offs. Well, and most of the Walgreens do. And generally, I've been going to drop off FedEx. I have 2 locations that are within a few miles of me, but they take forever to get to because we have tons and tons of traffic.
Yeah.
And lots of road construction. Right down the road. And now it's like literally the Walgreens is practically across the street. I was so excited about that.
Yeah, very, very cool. But yeah, Diane says that Walgreens has that shrink wrap sometimes. I'm assuming it's probably priced quite a bit higher though. You can get it really, really cheap if you just get it through Amazon. But yeah, okay, so I've got a couple more things that I'll show. More jackets, guys. So I love this one. This one is like gorgeous. So this is Oakbrook Sportswear, which is a Sears Roebuck brand. And it's really, I mean, what would you call this? Just like an overcoat sort of. It's not really an overcoat. I guess it's more of like
it's kind of an overcoat.
But it's like, it's really well insulated. It's got the faux fur lining. And it's in amazing condition. It's like this really cool burgundy kind of corduroy.
Yeah, it's corduroy. Thick corduroy.
Yeah, thick corduroy with this really nice.
Like you'd call it like a wide whale corduroy.
Yeah, it's super. I mean, this would be super, super warm and toasty in the wintertime. Just gorgeous condition.
Quilted leather wrapped buttons for the sides.
I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but it wasn't very expensive. I think there was another one that was probably like $12.99 or something like that.
70s for sure.
Yeah, and I think I put 60s, 70s because I wasn't entirely sure. But
the leather wrapped buttons give it away. That's
70s?
That's 70s.
Okay, well, let me show people what you're talking about. So leather wrap buttons. See that, guys? So yeah, so I'll change my listing, but I put 60
yeah. And
cents.
Daryl, Forever Funky, schedule a pickup for FedEx because I only use FedEx a couple of times a week, and I need to ship everything within 24 hours. Scheduling a pickup doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
They don't do a free pickup, and it's not worth it to me to pay. So I can't hold my box an extra day for them to come pick it up.
Yeah. But yeah, I should be able to get like $100 for this at least. It's gorgeous. It's really nice.
Yeah.
You know, I guess
really
you would almost
cool.
call it like a wine color.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Aubergine.
Yep. Then I found this Dickies. Now this is kind of like a barn coat, chore coat. It's insulated, quilted, really nice. It's like vintage 90s. So it's like a really, really warm jacket. These are super popular. I should be able to sell this for 60, 70 bucks, 80 bucks. I mean, I'm telling you, these Dickies vintage jackets like this.
They sell fast.
They sell really, really well. So, and again, didn't pay very much for this. I think maybe I paid 10 bucks, but I don't even think I paid that much. And then the last thing I got, and Vicki and I are in some disagreement on this, but this is a U.S. Navy. It's a military jacket. Let me show you real quick. It's cold weather, so it's very super insulated, super warm. This is like a military jacket. It says it's a shipboard cold weather jacket from the Navy.
What is the disagreement we're in?
Well, I'll get to it.
Oh.
I will get to it. This isn't vintage. It's from 2002. But these sell for anywhere from like 50 to 80 bucks that I've seen. I think this makes it cooler. It has been painted on the back. It's got like this skull, and it's sort of like crossbones with a lightning bolt and a hammer. I don't know exactly what that's from. I've seen the hammer ones.
I think it's military, so I think that's a military skull. That's why you want to look it up and see what that designates.
Yeah, I tried a little bit. I listed this already, but I didn't find. I still need to anyway. She thinks that takes away from the value. I think it potentially adds to the value. I'm trying to see if I can sell this for $100. I think it's super cool. But this military
cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it away from me.
All right. But it's a it's definitely
I'm like the lady from Mad TV.
The military stuff sells really well on its own. I think that adds more coolness to it. We'll see. See, Diane says the skull is awesome. So that is a logo from a mass murderers club. What does that mean? I'm intrigued. I don't know. Yeah, it could be a biker's coat too. I was trying to find it because I saw there were a lot of like union stuff, like, you know, carpenters or whatever.
Well, if it is a biker logo, you don't even want to refer to it as that.
Yeah, whatever. Somebody will find it and like it, so we'll see.
Yeah, it looks kind of like Punisher.
It does look similar to Punisher,
but it looks like it.
It's a squadron symbol.
That's what I was thinking it was, Rags. Thank you, Sandy. Right. That was the word I was looking for. Because it's a Navy jacket, that was what I was thinking for, is that it's a specific symbol for a squadron. But yeah.
Well, yeah, and hopefully, you know, I have it listed as what it is, the military code, and it's got the skull and stuff. So hopefully somebody will find it anyway. But I will do a little bit.
That was the word I was looking for exactly, Sandy. Thank you.
More research on that.
So Cindy said, how do you ship big coats? Usually it's going to be in a poly bag, and if it can't be squashed into a padded mailer, it's going to be in a poly bag. Sometimes it's squashed down into a priority mail shoebox that's cut down so that it can be in cubic. And then
let me show real quick with the cubic. Sorry, I'm showing my underwear, guys, because guess what? I'm not wearing pants.
Shocked.
So with the cubic, you know, go back and search our videos and put in cubic, and the one will come up where I talk specifically about cubic. But there's a couple of things
specifically about it.
Specifically about cubic. There's a couple of things. So this particular mailer right here, this is a 15 by 12 inch mailer. If you do cubic priority and you choose soft pack, you only have to give the length and width for dimensions. And what I found is that when you use one of these mailers, now if you use it just as the size that it is, you put a jacket in here, you close it up, it fills out the space. That's going to be a 0.3 tier cubic priority. But if you get down to 14 inches, so basically what I'll do is I'll take a jacket that can't fit in a padded flat rate mailer, but I'll get it in here, and I basically kind of estimate that I'm folding over about an inch of it, so it's 14 by 12. That brings it down to a 0.2 tier priority, which is pretty much the cheapest you're going to be able to do, because 0.1 is going to be real tiny, and you're not going to be able to mail anything that way. But a 0.2 is about $8.50, pretty much anywhere in the country. So it's a little bit more than a padded flat rate, but you're going to save a lot more than if you went up to like a medium flat rate, which is a 12 something. So
yeah. Diane, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. Always pack your item before listing. That way you'll know if it fits or not. The only reason I'm going to say that is once you have several items listed in your store, that's really not feasible. It's not feasible. Well, it certainly isn't feasible for me.
You need to have a general idea of what you're shipping. So like, I don't pack everything, but I know all my t-shirts are going to fit into a poly mailer, and I'm going to be able to send them first class. I know when I list something, I know if it's going to fit.
I know what it's going to cost.
A padded flat rate, so that I'm automatically going to put it over in that shipping policy. So yes, you need to know. You need to have a general idea. And when you're very first starting out, you probably should be able to figure out exactly what you're going to learn.
I mean, I have 2,500 items. There is not there's not a possibility in the world that I would pack anything, just even for storage possibilities. It's just not.
But Diana's right. For new people, you may not pack it completely ready to ship out, but you need to know how you're going to send it. You need to know,
and that might entail putting it into something to see how big it is or what's going to fit. That's true.
Yes,
that's true.
And especially if it's a heavier item, you need to know how are you going to ship it, because if it's something that can't go in any of the flat rates, and you guys send it to New York and it's 4 pounds, and you sold it for $19.99 free shipping, you're screwed. You just screwed yourself out of that money. So,
but you do need to know what you're selling your items for. If you're going to be building in free shipping to your items, you need to know your shipping policies. You need to know at least roughly how much something is going to cost. And then when you are able to ship it using something like cubic shipping or a flat rate or FedEx ground, and you save a little bit more money than you anticipated, then that's a bonus. It shouldn't be that you're counting on having to do that.
Yeah. Somebody, Susie was asking what size. So this envelope, this is the 15 by 12 from the ones where you get with your shipping supply coupons. Mm-hmm. So like I said, it's a really good one, because, and this helps me to like be able to visualize, like if I see a jacket, I'm like, that's not going to fit in the padded flat rate, but I'm like, oh, but I can fit it into this and fold it down to about 14 inches. And then I know, like shoes, this is really great for shoes, because I'm learning how to be faster with the cubic priority. So if I have a pair of shoes, I wrap them up real tight and I try real quick to put them in one of these. If it fits in here, then I automatically know 0.2. So we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Diane, you're fine.
You're fine. You're fine. I was just clarifying. I think some people could have read that as they're going to have 75 boxes or bags stacked up in their inventory. So I wanted to clarify it for other people.
But you're right on, because for people who are new sellers, that's probably the #1 way that they get themselves into trouble, is because they don't understand their shipping options.
Works. Yeah. You need a scale. You need to understand what the different sizes of boxes mean, and what the different bags mean, and how you're going to ship your items. That's something that comes with time.
And I've ordered stuff on eBay, and they ship it to me, and I'm like, oh, they could have done this so much cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a lot of sellers out there.
eBay shipping is complicated. That's honestly, that is probably the most complicated thing for you to learn when you're a new seller, because if you're not selling the exact same thing all the time, you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And places like Posh or Macari, or I guess probably just Posh and Macari, the places where you have a flat shipping fee put on your item no matter what, and you don't negotiate it or not, they're paying that. You're either going to pay out of pocket if it costs more, or they're going to keep the difference if it costs less. That's it's a little bit easier. You don't have to figure it out.
Yeah. But once you do learn all the different nuances, like I ship the majority of stuff I ship through eBay, but I do have 2 different third-party websites I'm using now for shipping, depending on what it is, where it's going, and how I'm shipping it. And so that's 3 different ways that I'm shipping. It's like, it's a little complicated, but it saves me a lot of money. And now that I know what I'm doing, and I figure out little tricks like knowing to use that bag to get the smallest cubic priority I can, and knowing how to cut down a shoebox, so for the different sizes of cubic priority, all those things make it faster and faster and faster, to where, it's a hassle to have to go to different sites, but if it's saving me $4, $5, $15 on one package, right, it's like totally worth taking the extra 60 seconds it takes to like do it through a different site.
And DJ, you don't put the thickness of the package using a poly mailer when you use cubic soft pack. It's just length by width of the mailer itself.
Because
which means you can put a box in that, which means you could put shoes in that, which means you're just paying.
Because imagine the idea is, once you seal this bag, it doesn't matter how the bag is, what's inside it, because think about it, as it goes out this way, it goes in on the side. So it's always going to be the same size, like by volume, because that's what cubic is. It's going by volume. So with a soft pack, you're just starting with the length and width dimensions, as opposed to a box where you would have length, width, and height.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I should height. Height. That's not a word. That's not a word, guys. Anyway, again, so we're out of time. We've been going on and on forever. I guess I've been going on and on forever.
She tends to do that.
Like I said, we're leaving super early in the morning. We are not going to have a Boss Up and List live show on Wednesday, but the Boss Up and List virtual listing party will still be happening in the Boss Facebook group. So make sure you join. And like I said, we are going to be putting up a new video on that day in replacement of the live show. And it is going to go further into this new international shipping tip that we have for you guys that seriously saves you a crazy amount of money, like over eBay. I promise you, if you do your own international shipping, you're going to be in love. It's a game changer. It's going to be a game changer for you, Forever Funky, if you do international shipping. I don't know if you do or not.
She does.
I'm assuming you probably do. So if you don't know about this, we're going to save you a ton of money, because I know you ship out a lot of shoes. So stay tuned for that. And then Friday we'll have a different show.
Yep.
And follow us on Instagram, because we're going to be posting all kinds of fun stuff this week from Grand Rapids, right?
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And if you don't follow us on Instagram, you may or may not have seen my rap debut Friday night with Katie videoing me rapping.
Yep. Pretty much. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We had a lot of fun. Some of our favorite shows to do every week. So we will see you.
It's my favorite.
It is your favorite? Yeah, this one and No Pants Friday are like my two favorites. But I love them all. I love you guys. I think you're awesome. And we really appreciate you. Does that make you laugh? Your little...
Yep.
Anyway, you guys are awesome. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Boss up.
Bye.